certainly been the reputation that you're the director that doesn't direct, or that, Matthew McConaughey said that there's no demarcation line between the front of the camera and behind the camera. But I think the $100 question with directing is, how do you guide someone without guiding them and get their best performance out of them while making them not feel like...
Yeah, my biggest compliment is how the viewer might think it's improvised. Like, oh, you just turn on a camera and that happened. That's a compliment, because we work really hard to make it feel that way. Between the actor and myself, my biggest compliment is for the actor to feel like they wrote the scene or they contributed so much that it's them, And to me, the most magical moment is when these words on a page meet performer. And where that goes is kind of, to me, that's the essence of what you're going to be experiencing in the film. Right. But actors tell me that I'm very zen and relaxed and give them a lot of leeway, and I'm like, good, because that's what I'm trying to be. I think it's the director's job to create an atmosphere where you can do your best work. I was working on this latest film with a lot of people, a lot of actors making their first movie. So I wrote them a letter and just said, you've already won the part. You don't have to come here and prove anything. Don't think you have to impress me. You already have, or you wouldn't be here. You're perfect. Just so your goal is to bring yourself and assert who you are, because that's who I've cast. If you become a wallflower and shy and something other, then you're not going to help me and you're not going to help the team. You need to accentuate yourself, but do it confidently, because if 12 of us are sitting in a room and there's something in the script that I've had in there for 10 years that I think's pretty funny, and we do it and there's a chuckle and we do it again, I can see, no one, it's not taking flight, it's not really like, and I'm going like, well, that's not that funny, but they're my first audience. So it's a process of it's a subtle rewriting. I mean, the tone of the movie stays the same, the spirit of it, the themes, all that's there. Ethan Hawke once described it, the music's there. We're just working on the lyrics. And I went like, yeah, I think that is the right analogy, because I'm not looking to change the movie. I'm looking to get the details right. And for me, the details is the dialogue, it's the jokes, it's the humor. It's really the energy.
Yeah, man, that's a fact. How you doing? I'm Corey Hunter. Thank you for joining me. This is Tips from Directors. And right now, we're watching an interview from Richard Linklater. Legendary director, and he just speaking about the filmmaking process, obviously, but just in terms of directing his actors, that's pretty much the moral or the point that he's trying to make. And he's speaking about that collaborative spirit that directors bring when it comes to maneuvering and guiding the set in the film and the movie. One thing that he touched on was all the magic is in the casting. That's a big deal. When we do casting, we have an image in our head, right? Like we know how we want that character to be. And a lot of the times when we're writing scripts, or when we read a script, or when we want to make a movie, we have somebody in our head already. We have a family member or a friend or somebody that we know. And we know their vibe and their aura. So when somebody comes and they remind you of that naturally, and they're an actor, you're like, okay, they have that natural aura, and they're an actor. They're trained to remember these lines to convey emotion. That's always a plus. That's why a big part of making movies is casting. Casting the right people can bring the script home. Another thing he said was working out the kinks of the script. It's true. The actors are your first audience. Before anybody else see it, your actors, they read the script. They see what it is, and then when they're acting it out, they're filling it out. Because sometimes the way that you imagine it to be isn't exactly the way that they're conveying it. But that doesn't mean that they're not conveying it correctly. Sometimes they probably conveying it exactly the way you imagined it, and it's just not working. You know what I'm saying? You didn't put that much thought into it. You was like, oh, okay, this is gonna work. This is gonna work. And once upon a time, it probably did, but it probably aged out. It's probably in bad taste. How many films exist now? How many movies were created about 10 years ago that just wouldn't make the cut now? And not just in terms of quality. I'm just talking about in terms of taste. the jokes, how people receive some of the themes of those films. It just won't work. Sometimes jokes and themes age out and they have to be fixed, right? And actors play with that. They fine tune it. Sometimes an actor say a line and they be like, yeah, it's not feeling right. Or they may ask a question that gets you thinking, and you might have to really think of a good explanation as to why the actor is saying or doing whatever it is they're saying or doing. And really like diving into whatever that question may be, you start finding out maybe it's not working. They acting it out, it's not working. They saying it, it's not working. And something's not working here. And together as a team, everybody come together and they figure it out, right? They're running through the lines, they're playing with it. It's a game, right? It's like a game of catch. You know, you're throwing the ball and you're seeing what techniques work, all right? Yeah, so you know, this is real interesting. It's not interesting. This is very interesting. And not only very interesting, but like very true. Because this is how the process works. Directing isn't about being a drill sergeant, man. It's about communicating. The actors, they're the key to unlocking that movie, and they give themselves to the director, and it's up to the director to help guide them. And together, everybody's trying to figure it out. It's a team spirit. It's a team sport. So thank you for rocking out with me. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, until next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check me out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Leave a comment so that we can get a discussion going. Check out the Patreon. Check out the Turtle School. That's there for you. Tools to help you learn and write and create stories. Thank you, and I appreciate you.